friends, welcome to what would normally be a 90-second song, but I have been a sick mess for like a week now with sinus crap, so I was not able to do a 90-second song this week, but I figured I would do a Q&A instead. So I asked you guys on social media what questions that you have for me, and I am going to sit in bed and drink a cup of tea and answer some questions. The answers have the potential to get a little interesting because I'm on a fair bit of cold medication. So let's see what happens. Let's get into it. I'm going to start with Instagram. You Need Fire for That Water says, what's your favorite book? I feel like this is probably like asking somebody which of their children is their favorite. And the politically correct answer is to say that you like them all the same, but you like secretly have a favorite. I don't have to worry about being politically correct, and I'll go ahead and say Harry Potter. It will always be Harry Potter. The answer to most of my questions is Harry Potter. Just in life, my answer is Harry Potter. Living as a Fangirl said, would you rather have fingers as long as your legs, or legs as long as your fingers? I love questions like this, because it really makes you stop and think. I'm gonna have to go with fingers as long as my legs, because when I flicked people off, it would be that much more effective. Beth in Book says, what is your funniest experience in life? I don't know about my funniest experience, but I have a definite most embarrassing moment. Oh, what the heck. I'll tell you the story. I'm gonna need my hands for this. A few years ago, I was in a musical. My costume was very elaborate because it had a lot of layers, like bloomers and a petticoat and all of this stuff. And I had to wear full body Spanx, like tank top to the knees. And before one of the performances, after I had gotten all of my costuming stuff on and my hair and my makeup and everything, I realized that I needed to pee. Theoretically, you're supposed to be able to do that while wearing Spanx. I was not successful. It wasn't a complete disaster, but it wasn't great. And me being me, because I think that kind of stuff is funny, when intermission came along, I found my friend Ellen, and I start telling her a very long, detailed story about my experience trying to pee with my Spanx on. And as I'm nearing the end of my story, somebody comes in and says, Beth, your mic is on. I was the only one in the cast to be wearing a body mic, and the sound person had forgotten to turn it off, so the entire audience got to hear at intermission about basically how I kind of peed on myself. Needless to say, not many people wanted to shake my hand at the meet and greet after the play. Love Music Forever says, is there a chance that Midnight will be available on iTunes? Midnight is my most recent book-based song. It's based on Cinder by Marissa Mayer. I decided to go ahead and record it, and I'm going to be doing an EP. It's going to have Come Alive, Always, Midnight, and my song Here We Go Again. I'm so excited. It sounds awesome. It sounds good. It sounds really good. Bookworm X97 says, have you ever cried or got really emotional while writing a song? If so, which one? There have been a few songs that while I was writing them, like, a lot of stuff kind of came back to me. 2007 was definitely one that I, teared up a few times while writing it. And Here We Go Again actually brought back some stuff when I was writing it. There were a few times when I was recording it that I had to stop and take a second. Basically, I'm just a sad sack of emotions. Hi. Yeah, okay. Give Bella Coffee and CC the Fangirl actually had kind of similar questions, which is basically, what's my favorite musical? If I could play a character in a musical, what would it be? I've always loved Wicked. I would love to play Elphaba. If I had the belting range and looked good in green, I would defy the heck out of some gravity. Catriel Robinson 7 says, on a rainy day, what do you do? Pout. eReader44 says, what faction do you think that you would be? Probably Candor, because I am way too honest way too often. You can't handle the truth. Mortimer Victim said, what do you value most? Money! No, I'm just kidding. Let's take it to a deep place for a second. I was thinking about this the other day because, like any human, I get insecure about stuff having to do with my body. Even though I don't always love my body, it houses the things that I love about myself. It allows me to have my brain that comes up with lyrics and things that I'm really proud of, and it houses my heart, which just loves things and people. So that's been kind of my mantra lately, is that my body is the house for the things that I really value about myself, so I need to not hate on it. So let's move on to Twitter. @Pez=Fish says, if you could play any instrument besides piano, what would it be? I would love to be able to play the violin or the viola. Here's the unfortunate thing about string instruments is that you can't fake being good at it, and you have to inevitably be bad and make sounds that are just assaulting to the ears before you can make pretty sounds. A bad orchestra sounds like if you got a horde of cats and simultaneously put them in a bathtub. Like just that kind of anguished, screeching soul sadness. El Sporolor said, how does it feel to have people that love what you do and that think you saved their lives thanks to your music? Music is such a powerful, awesome thing. And I think the right song or the right lyric just at that right moment can just take you to a different place. And it's an amazing feeling to think that I might have done that for somebody. Asa says, if you could be in a book, not be one of the characters, but yourself inside the story, in which book would you like to be? Harry Potter. All roads lead back to Harry Potter. Alright, finally, I'm going to answer some questions from Facebook. Kirsten says, who was your hero growing up? I have the coolest parents ever. I was never one of those kids that didn't want to be around my parents because I always recognized my parents were cooler than a lot of my peers. I would have to say them because they've always been really supportive of me and my sister who does musical theater. We're both artsy, creative people, and they've always been fully supportive of that. Mom and Dad, this for you. Love you guys. Hyatt says, what was your dream job when you were a child? I wanted to be a singer. Can you imagine if some kid's dream job was I want to be an accountant. Like a 5-year-old that's I just want to do someone's taxes someday. I want to meet that kid. That is all the questions I'm going to answer today. Hopefully we'll be back to regularly scheduled 90-second songs next week. My links to my Twitter and my Instagram and Facebook are in the description. That's where you can keep up with all of the latest of what I'm working on and when different things are coming out. I hope that y'all have a great weekend. Cheers!